WITSON.
Obviously the offices were closing and the engineer was staying on, so we took a video of actually the functionality of the system but not actually pushed back into place. So the radio was sitting forward. We did explain in the video that the customer was a late one, and then obviously just the fact that we've got it installed a little bit early today so we can show it. Okay, so this is the Android Auto app, which basically is quite good to bring a lot of apps over onto your phone into like a hub app. It does bring any navigation maps, music apps, text messaging apps, stuff like that, as you can see. We do get the questions, is Android Auto and CarPlay. CarPlay is for Apple phones, by the way. Same functionality, but gives you a nice, I think, a nice more fruity interface because there's a lot more colour in it. People always ask the question, is it full screen? Because a lot of systems out there will only give you Android Auto on a set screen here, which is big borders down the side, which looks quite ugly. As you can see, this is a full screen one. So this is, as I say, it's Android Auto. If you simply want to go back to this side of things, this is the Android interface, and now I'm going to take you back out to the original and then start from there. So as you can see, these are the original menus here, which shows up on here. Then obviously your buttons down the side, because you're removing the physical buttons on the original screen, the buttons then now become digital on the screen down here. So as you can see, these will all work still. Is your setup one there. This one, parking will only work when your car's moving, so it's not going to do nothing. It's when your sensors actually go off when you're moving. That's when it's there. And there's your camera button there, which obviously takes you your rear camera. Okay, so taking you back to let me just take you back to there 1 second. Taking you back to this here, let me just put on the home screen. Now this takes you onto the Android screen. Just simply press the home button in the corner and it takes you over onto the Android interface. As you can see, it looks pretty similar to the design of the original car. So even in your Android or back in the original, looking on the outside in, then it still looks like it is an OEM product suited for the car and made by and Range Rover sort of thing. So this is your Android interface. This system is made by a company called Merriway. They do use like top-end products, internals on there, like the Snapdragon processor and stuff like that. So they are quite expensive, but you are getting your money's worth with them because we found that there's one of the top end of manufacturers that'll deal and tend to cater for Range Rover, Jaguar and stuff like that. So this is the original menu. You get all these shortcuts down here, which are relatable, some to the car, to the original settings, some to the Android settings. And obviously if you press the phone there, it now takes you to the Android Bluetooth. So it works on that pretense there. So I'll just go through these icons, what it's got here. So you got your media. It does come with a couple of USB cables, should I say. It's USB 1 and 2. So if you want to play your music or your movies, films through a pen drive, you can be old-fashioned if you don't like doing things digitally. And you can play it through this interface here. Going on to, go to exit here, going back over here, there's your phone interface. So that's the Android Bluetooth. You can, if you're using CarPlay Android Auto, use the phone calls through that one there. So again, you don't need to use this here. There's your navigation here, it takes you through to Google Maps, and then obviously this will do any maps that you put onto the system. You can just assign to that button there. Let's go over to here, there's your auto link. Now that's your CarPlay and your Android Auto one, depending if you connect an Apple or an Android phone to it. You got CarPlay Android Auto, which I showed you earlier. It's that app up there. This dashboard here just takes you to a little speedo things. Depends whether you like that or not, it's up to you. It does show MPH, you can't use the KPH if you want. So just if I was to put my foot on the revs here, you can see it working there. Settings, just takes you into the back on settings here. You do get quite a lot of settings on the Android, on the Merriway units, to be honest with you. Quite a lot of sound settings, and some of these need to be tweaked. Sometimes you might find that your sound for your phone calls are coming through our left speaker. You just need to turn that setting off in, close it down. Just things you're not going to know about. There's also a silly little setting on here somewhere, which when you put your indicator on, it takes you back to the original menu. There is a setting you need to switch off to stop it doing that. We'll send that by video because I can't remember what it is off me top of the head. Just taking us through there, that's the last of the app. So if you go into here, this is where all your applications go into. So any apps that are pre-programmed onto the firmware will always be in here. So you got like a few Google Chromes on here, Play Store, Phone Link, which is Android Auto, Google Maps, File, YouTube. Just to show you how quick and responsive it is. That's what you get with an 8-core Snapdragon processor. Snapdragon's obviously, I think they sponsor Manchester United at the moment, so don't take that as a downside. That is a good point of view like to have on the system. Bluetooth dashboard, DSP. Okay, so this is basically your equalizer that's built into it too. Install music, I showed you that before. FM, so that pretty much takes you back to the original settings. It's supposed to be an FM radio app, but again, if you do want to use FM, you do always have to go back to the original settings. What I was advised is download the DAB app to put on there. Don't know what that is, no idea, so don't ask me on that one. It's not the fact you put on there. Video, as you can see, Assistant, Google Maps. So it's also got the built-in Play Store, which is here. So if you want to sign into that one there and give it an internet connection, you can do that. It also takes a SIM card, this, if you don't want to use your hotspot on your phone, so you can put a SIM card into it to give it a data connection there. Works with all the steering wheel controls too, the volume and stuff like that. The system will, just to show you how the sound transmits through this to the original. 1 second. So let me just go back out on that 1 second. It works in through the aux of the car, so you need to switch to aux, and that's how the sound transmits through our system through to the speakers. You can do it to the original Bluetooth channel if you want. There is a video online to show you how to do that. But that option can only be used on CarPlay and Android Auto, and it can't be used if you're using Netflix. You do have to use the aux. Okay, so I'll bring it to an end today, guys.
WITSON